someone just tried to break Luigi out of prison using a pizza cutter. What is in New York's water? On Wednesday, a 36-year-old man named Mark Anderson from Minnesota arrived at the New York jail where Luigi is being held and told the officers that he was an FBI agent with orders to free Luigi Mangione. Now, as part of his plan, he then presented the officers with paperwork that he claimed was signed by a judge ordering his release. But this brother did not come up with a plan B, because as soon as officers asked him for his FBI credentials, bro panicked and gave them his government-issued ID. How is he gonna snitch on himself mid-crime? Realizing the officers were onto him, Mark threatened he has weapons and began throwing the document.
Bro, like, you didn't even have the credentials. Like, come on, man. Even in the GTA heist, we have better. Like, we have better planning than this, bro. Like, did this nigga get the plan that morning? Like, I was like, you know what? Impulse gone. I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Nah, man. You gotta go to jail for this shit. Jail is not worth this, bro. Pizza cutter. Man, I actually thought you actually did something. What the fuck? Nah, this nigga wasting my time, bro.
At them. After he was quickly arrested, officers found these items in his bag, which include a barbecue fork and a pizza cutter. How are you gonna schedule a prison break after lunch? Mark now faces charges of impersonating an officer, which can carry penalties including up to 4 years in prison.
4 years fighting for your booty. For what?
So the older George Bush raped a boy, and they cut his feet off in a ritual sacrifice or something. So let's read the highlighted parts, okay? So it says thanks, and then they blanked out the name. I didn't realize Bush raped him too, okay? And then let's go to the other highlighted parts. He was a victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut off with a scimitar, I can't read that word, but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from these intestines. He was also raped by George Bush 1. So I'm wondering if they're talking about the other Bush in the first comment, and then in the second comment they're talking about he was also raped by George Bush 1, his father. So did both the Bushes rape this young boy? Like, what is going on? Victim disclosed he was escorted to the FBI building by Michael Moore, who is the creator of True Pundit, described by multiple online sources as a conspiracy-driven news website that attempts to paint the FBI in a bad light. No wonder why they want to paint the FBI in a bad light. They're fucking amputating kids. They're having presidents rape kids. Not only that, Donald Trump and the Epstein files. I'm about to post a video as well on that. There's files talking about he has rape victims buried in his golf course, and he threatened another girl saying, you know, if you don't start acting right or something, you're gonna be fertilizer just like the other sluts or something. Like, that's literally what the document said.
Bro, that is just like, I don't have a comment to that, man. What the fuck? Now, like, I like Donald Trump, but god damn, bro. If he was doing this, who, like, oh yeah, that's the other thing. Like, we can't just be jumping to him. Like, there are a bunch of presidents in between, and whenever we talk about presidents, like, if they're doing it, what about the vice president? What about, like, all the other politicians in the, like, parliament and all that other shit? Like, we can't just jump straight to Donald Trump, bro. Like, at least, you know, like, have, like, a clear outline. You know, like, how in video games we have, like, all the mini bosses leading up to the big boss? Let's do that shit, bro. Like, hey, yo, don't do the big D like that. Nah, but that is fucked up. That is fucked up. The ritual shit. The faces part was crazy. I mean, you could have gone to India for that, bro. You could have gone to India for that shit for free. You don't have to be abusing people, man. What the hell? There's a thing that I read about, like, how in magic, apparently there's this, I guess you could say it's like a theory, I don't know what to call it, where magic, like, the way to, like, harness or use magic like no one really knows. But all these like ways, like you know what they said, like all the rituals of like cutting feet and eating feces, that's just like bullshit to keep people from knowing the real knowledge. You know, like it's basically like fake shit, right? So I'm thinking, imagine if that's true. Like imagine you did all this shit, but it can't be fake though, because they are doing it, so it's got to be working. Think about it, bro. Like if Israel was doing dumbass shit like 3,000 years ago, and these guys are doing something along those lines. I mean, I don't know if they're eating feces 3,000 years ago, but they're definitely doing shit to babies. So like, that shit is still, like that's still one of the same thing. Imagine if that's true, man. Like, do you know how dangerous that is, bro? We can't let the wrong people find out about this shit, bro. Nah, imagine, bro. Like, cause there's a thing in Mozambique too, bro, about how bold people have gold in their head. Now, like, obviously that shit's fake, cause I mean, they had to have killed some bold people and cut their heads open to find out that there was no gold, and then for the news people to find out about that shit. But then there's also this, so you like, you see what I'm saying? Like, is this the same thing as the gold and bald heads? Or is it worse? Like, it's just as bad, but this time it actually works. Like, that's fucked up, man. Nah, we gotta move on, bro. We need to lighten up.
Well, everybody's going to get in trouble. It's a question of how do you get out of trouble. And I did it by working smart. More importantly than anything else is by using my own brain. You know, I've done things, but I'm not in any trouble. And I'm doing well, and I'm making money.
Well, you're making the same mistakes that I am.
Yeah, I came in with the song. Ooh, yeah, I came in with the song.
Now, what do you mean by that? What does he mean by that, bro? Nah, man.
Stick a banana straight up my ass.